Hello everybody, today I'm gonna explain you guys how we can hack into a Windows machine and also infect the network and do a man-in-the-middle attack. So it's very important that you will follow the instructions and try to understand how it works, like the functions, as overall these kind of attacks can be very dangerous, and the attacker could, for example, steal your passwords, your account data, your cookie data, or infect your system or infect your browser and redirect it to other sites. So it's very important to understand, and the tools that we are gonna use are gonna be Beef-XSS, DNS Spoof, ARP Spoof, and Bettercap. And I also programmed a custom malware which is fully undetectable, that we will use against Windows 11 to infect and exploit the machine. Everybody, so in this clip I will show you guys how to set up the attack first, like the attack vectors that we can infect the machine of the victim, and how we can also redirect the traffic of them to us, and also see all the data that gets sent around. But first we need to set it up. So first of all, if you guys can see here, we have a Wi-Fi internet connection. You can also see it by if you open terminal while ipconfig. As you guys can see, that's our private IP address here. So log in as a root. First of all, that we have more privileges, clear the window. First of all, we also need to put the malware to our directory, home directory. As you guys can see here, that's the malware that I have. So how can you guys do it? For example, when you guys create it on Windows, you guys can just minimize it and drag the update here, and then you guys can replace it, make it bigger, and now we have the malware inside here. So if you guys list ls, we will see also it in the directory, but in a terminal format. So what we also need is the directory called var HTML. That's where all our web service data is inside overall. So we need to go inside here with cd HTML ls, and here we can see all the website stuff that we got, that we will need to host and make the web victim visit. If I, for example, open it up, let's say on the same folder, of course, it will also look like this. I got the image file and I got the malware inside that I put inside. There's some other pages, and CSS is used to design the page, and this is the main page that the victim will see. And those buttons are used to actually update, like download the fake update file, so the victim can click on it and get infected, and we will have a reverse shell or connection from the system to back to us. So to set it up, for example, you guys will need to write Python 3m http server 80, and this is the same. This is the IP address which is hosted on your IP here. So if you will, for example, just go on browser, and we will write 17. As you guys can see, that's the browser the victim will see. Now if we, for example, with our Chrome, then we will get an update file, and the victim will click on it, and then the victim called, for example, then get infected by this method. So first of all, let's cancel this. I will show you guys how I can put it inside the folder. So we go back to the home folder where we put, to my user folder, and we can copy this update malware to the HTML web service page, and it replaced this file. And we will also need to open up Beef-XSS. It's used to actually hook and inject into a browser of the victim. and it will open a panel where we can control the victim. You can just open a link like this too, actually. As you guys can see, just log in with the authentication and password you will get, because for beginners it will show like the password you guys need to give in, but if you write beef, I put the password just as low. Now we have the panel where we can infect the browsers of the victim. But first of all, we also need to put this specific JavaScript script inside the page of our HTML. So how we do it? We open a terminal inside, sudo for privilege, invite your password. Then we do get it index.html, and then I will replace it like as you guys can see here. So for example, if you guys will replace like this, you guys will also then need to write your IP address which you host the web service. And what this will basically do, if someone clicks on it on this page, that the panel here will actually infect the browser, and we will have control to redirect or do specific tasks that are very advanced. And also this code here is used to actually download this update malware file that we can infect the victim and make it get displayed on the page. So you guys need to know web coding to actually make it more advanced or look very legit. So that's another thing, but you guys will need to learn coding for it, specifically websites, to make like front pages. So for example, now that we have put the script inside, and let's say we will host again the server, the web service, and then we will go to the website link of it, of my page that I put the malicious script inside. Here we go. Now we have authenticated to the website where the malicious script, we modified it inside, also have the malicious files that we can download. Now if you, as you guys can see here, the online browsers are this, right? And then you can see all the information. It's a Linux, it's the Windows URI is the page link looks like this, the width and height of the screen size, and we see many underlying information that are very important to know. Like for example, we use Firefox browser, or what time zone we are in, like a Thailand time zone as I'm from Thailand, and what language, and so on. So we see a lot of information, but in the next video clip I will show you guys how we can infect the victim from the network and actually hook them to the beef, and also to infect them with malware, and then get full control into the system. Before we start with attacks, we also need to write this command. So the value 1 is mean positive, and we will make this string number, numeric value, inside this text folder in this directory. This will forward all the traffic that we can capture, and also manipulate and poison the network of the victim. Demonstrate you guys the attack. So first of all, please listen very carefully and try to understand. So we will first open the web service on the which I showed in the last clip. And if you guys go look, we have the web service running, as you guys can see here. And also it's important that we will have this running, that it can even infect the browser basically, so we need to test it out. And then you guys gonna open another window up here, login as root, password, and then write nclvnp445. It depends what kind of listeners you guys use, so you guys need to also learn about how can I make a listener for my malware. But the best malwares that go undetected are always malware that you program yourself. Else there are tools like MSF Venom where you can make your malware and then listen with Metasploit framework. after you guys set up the listener to listen to the malware, and you guys have set up the server where the victim will also land specifically on the website, or the malicious website, where the victim can download the malware and also gets infected by the hidden malicious JavaScript code which is embedded inside the website. So if this is set up, we will first of all open a different terminal, write sudo and log in and get full privilege. You write Bettercap iFace VLAN 0 is your interface. Your interface you can see if you write ifconfig. So that's the one that has internet connectivity, so you will need to know that. So now we're gonna write Bettercap iFace VLAN 0, and then let's make it a little bit bigger, the screen, the terminal, and then we write net.probe on, so you can see the network devices inside, like your computer or phone or anything else which is inside. So let's turn that off, because if you know already, then we will choose a victim. And if you guys want to know more options what you can do here, you guys can write help. As you see, there's many attack vectors or techniques to do specific attacks, but first of all, what is most important and essential will be DNS spoofing and ARP spoofing. But first I will showcase you guys ARP spoofing, and then later I will put DNS spoofing also inside. So first of all, we need to open up a proxy, and then we also need to open up net.sniff and then also ARP.spoof. So first of all, we will set up ARP.spoof. So if you guys can see here, that's the victim IP. We will copy it, and I will clean it here. Then we write help ARP spoof to see the underlying options what we can do. So I'm gonna write set ARP spoof targets, as this is the targets that we need to specify. I will make my my copied victim, and then also the gateway IP to spoof the gateway, and then I will also specify the gateway to also be spoofed with the victim, basically. So I do the ARP request on those from different sites, so that I can actually target them and get specific data request out. It's like I'm poisoning the network and manipulating the traffic as if I was the gateway router myself, but actually I'm a different IP address which is also ranged inside the router network. So after this, we just set it up and hit enter. After you set it up, we write clear, we write help HTTP proxy, and then we can specify to inject beef JavaScript code inside, and we will specify SL strip to actually break the encryption of the victim, so they will land in a specific malicious page that we have online, as you guys can see here. So I will we copy this, set HTTP proxy SL strip true, and we will do it also for HTTPS, that's the encrypted form of communication of the website, also true. When we set the HTTP proxy, proxy, but inject JavaScript. For this we also need to open beef. So if we open already beef, I show you guys before how we open beef, and you guys need to actually copy this one, and we paste it here, and as you can see, it opened the beef page. First of all, I need to set it up first. Sorry, I need to first set this up to my IP address, beef, and login. So now we got this set up, and then you will need to also write the address of your private IP, which this is the malicious code which is embedded in our website. It's the same link, and then we will also set it up for HTTPS, so the victim will also get injected in this way. And then we just write clear, and next we will also set up net.sniff, but first of all we just will turn on ARP.spoof on, and then oh sorry, I broke actually too many targets, so I need to put this offline. Set ARP spoof targets 192.168.1.5. I don't know why this error came, but I will try to fix it now. And then you guys will do ARP spoof on. And as you guys can see, we will broke 2 targets. And then you guys will also set HTTP proxy on, HTTPS proxy on, clear it, and also net sniff on. So now the victim, which is this IP address, we will attack and also see if we can get injection inside their browser. So anyways, I will show you guys how it looks like on the victim's machine. Victim's machine. So what he will do is like normally everyone likes to surf the internet, right? So for example, they will open Firefox, and let's say they want to shop and go to shopee.co.th, so the Shopee website, because that's normal in Thailand. And one thing that you guys see here, right, it shows as connection not secure, but most users, they will not even really care about it and don't really look at it and just continue and do anything else. But on the attacker's machine, as you guys can see here, we got some connection here, and we can see information about Shopee, and also there's also a JavaScript injection on their website. And then we will also have infected the browser, as you guys can see here. So as you guys can see here, we infected the browser already. So that's how ARP spoofing work, and that's how we can infect browsers of people in the network inside that use phone, computer, or anything else. So that's a technique to actually infect the browser or poison the network overall. So in this video I will show you guys how we will set up the DNS spoofing with ARP spoofing like the clip before. So we set up ARP spoofing before in the clip, but now we will set it with DNS spoofing to redirect the traffic, like all websites, from the victim to our malicious website. So first of all, we will stop ARP spoof, and then we will also write help, and we will look at DNS spoof. I have it already running because I was trying to make the video, but anyways, I tried to make it to test out, but anyways, I will also turn this off now. So both the vectors of ARP spoofing and DNS spoofing is now off. So let's see what options we can do in DNS spoof. So now, as you guys can see, we can specify a host where the machine basically is redirected to. So we can open a different terminal for this one, and we write nano etc hosts. And as you guys can see here, the websites are the websites that should get redirected to this IP address. This IP address is the malicious website which I hosted, as like this one. As you guys know before in the clip, that I hosted on this IP the malicious server. So what I do here is like make these specific websites all here on the right side redirect to me. But you can also make just this sign here. This means all websites, doesn't matter, any website will be redirected to my IP address. But you guys need to understand that most browsers have security, and they are not, or like websites have more security, and they can detect man-in-the-middle attacks, and they can also detect if you wanna maliciously redirect or manipulate the network traffic, so you guys need to know that. So after you guys saved it and write inside, so you can write with nano or like Gedit, another text editor, it doesn't really matter, you guys need to figure it out yourself, but you guys can save it with Gedit. So anyways, we will set the text file, the etc host, as the host that we want to spoof. Set DNS spoof host. Okay. So sorry, you need to make set DNS spoof host and then the file, of course, the directory. And there are some underlying options how you want to spoof, or you guys can spoof like only few domain names or website, but this I will make for every specific website. Now you guys just clear it. And now we will turn ARP spoof on again. ARP spoof on, and then clear, and then DNS spoof on. And then as you guys can see, all these websites will be redirected to this IP address. So that's how you do DNS spoofing, and in the next video I will show you how the victim will be manipulated and how they will get poisoned and also infected in the browser and also infected by the malware, and we will also have by that system access basically. We will open, for example, Google Chrome, and then we will go to any website, for example duckduckgo.com. Then suddenly by the DNS spoof attack we will land on my page that I have hosted, my fake malicious page, where we served also the fake update where we can infect the machine. So it's all about that the victim clicks and downloads the file. So if you will, for example, manipulate the client that he can only go to any website and it redirects only to this site, then we will, for example, the client will need to download, or the victim will need to download the specific update file. So if you click on this, as you guys can see, that's the update file. So if you look in the folder, that's also the update binary. So if you will click on it, for example, run, then we will go to the attacker's machine and we got a connection back. And as you guys can see, we already have full control of the system, and we manipulated the victim to click on the malware, and we have full access. So as you guys can see, if I look in the directory, or I can also ping specific things, or I can go to a different directory, for example, like in the user section, look at the directory, so I can have full access into the system. So what you can also do, as you guys can see here, the victim is also infected. The browser is also infected. So this means we can also do command stuff and control the browser, for example. So for example, we can make a fake notification bar. For example, if we say I will write hacked, if we execute it, as you guys can see here, it says hacked. So we have access to the system and also access to the browser of the victim. So there's a lot of other things that you can also do. For example, like if we, for example, inject beef, we can, if we execute this one, this will inject the beef on every tab that is also open, and we will have more privileged access to the victim. And what we can also do is like get all the cookies. So sometimes it doesn't work because most browsers updated and have a higher level of security, but there are many other options you can try out. And redirect the browser, for example, we can redirect it to my Instagram page, for example. You can redirect the victim, execute, and as you guys can see, I cannot go to the Instagram page because I do a DNS spoof and ARP spoofing, but I'm just telling you guys, as you guys can see, it works, and I can redirect the link, but to actually make it get redirected to a different link, you will lose the victim's injected hook of the with Beef-XSS because the script isn't executed on the other website anymore. And also many websites these days, they don't have a security implementation, they have weakness. But also some of the most modern ones, like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on, they have more security, and you cannot actually redirect the victim's browser or inject JavaScript malicious code inside. So it really depends on the browser, on the system, and many other things, how you can actually do interactive stuff with the victim. So yeah, that's how it works, and hopefully you like the video, and subscribe to me if you guys want to see more videos, and hopefully it helped you guys to learn more about man-in-the-middle attacks.